Welcome to the Dirt Trail Running Podcast. My name is Michelle Hartwig, and I am your host. I am also a race director for many Midwest trail races, including Kettle Moraine 100, Hennepin 100, and in 2021, we got Midwest States 100. And my co-host with me tonight is Crystal the Pistol. So first off, I want to give a shout out to some new patrons that we got. We got Lisa Gibbs, and she's our highest level patron, so she's going to get a cool ass hoodie designed by Leslie Mitchell, our graphic artist, and Rich Fella, who just got done winning a 100-mile race. So congratulations, Rich. And we have a super special guest tonight. I think everybody in the world knows about him, Kyle Burgess. And so he went out for a run this week, and he ran across a mama cougar, and she was not happy. She did not want him anywhere near her babies. And somehow he managed to film it, and we all have watched it like 10 times and been scared to death. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. I bet this has been a busy week for you. So what day did this happen, and how many of these have you done since then? So where did you post it originally? I feel like it's all coming from one page, but did you post it on your personal page, or was it a business page? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw it on there too, and then I saw it on Facebook. So I want to hear like how this all happened. So it was Saturday night, and it was an evening run that you were going for? Okay, just 1 minute. Oh, I'm sorry. We're having an audio issue. There's some people leaving some messages. Okay, so they can just hear me right now. Sorry about that. So we may have to go out and then go back on. Can you guys each say something? Crystal and Crystal, you want? We'll get this fixed, everybody that's listening. Sorry about that. We have a million great shows, and then like the biggest show we're gonna have.
Super windy here today.
Yeah.
It's the wind's fault.
So did it come back on?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Can everybody hear us? So Pat Graves said no sound from Kyle. Okay, so we'll have to start the whole show over. So everybody listening, you're going to get to hear me do it over again, because we also do this as a podcast. So we don't want all the while we're figuring it out on the podcast. So it's kind of awkward, but I'm going to do all of this over again. Are we ready to do it? Okay. So here we go. So welcome to the Dirt Trail Running Podcast. My name is Michelle Hartwig, and I am your host. I am also race director for many Midwest trail races, including Kettle Moraine 100, Hennepin 100, and in 2021, we got Midwest States 100. And I'm here with my co-host, Crystal the Pistol.
Hello, how's it going, everybody?
And we want to give a shout out to our new patrons. We have Lisa Gibbs, who is our highest level patron, and so she is going to get a cool ass hoodie designed by graphic artist Leslie Mitchell. And then we have Rich Fella, who just got done winning a 100-mile race up in Wisconsin, the Dots 100. Congratulations, Rich. And thank you both for being a patron. And we have a very special guest here tonight. Became super famous over the weekend. He went out for an evening run and he came across a mama cougar that was not happy with him at all. And she took him to the door. And he got it on tape and we've all watched it like 100 times. So thank you, Kyle, for coming.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So how are you doing? I imagine you've done this 1,000 times since this happened.
Yeah, definitely. I have had quite a few interviews the past couple of days. It's been actually just a very overwhelming experience, actually, because it's something I just don't normally, obviously, haven't done and don't normally do.
What do you do on a normal basis? Like, where do you live? Where are you at?
So I'm in Orem, Utah, and yeah, I mean, most of my days is consist of me going to work and coming home and going to sleep, right? So I work at Blade HQ that's located in Pleasant Grove, and I work at UPS in the early morning. And so, yeah, my day doesn't consist of too many exciting things, but yeah, on the weekends, that's when I try to get out and do my trail running.
Yeah, so this happened on Sunday. So, start us from the beginning of the day. Like, what happened?
So yeah, I posted the video on Sunday. The actual run happened Saturday night.
Okay.
Like 5 o'clock. And yeah, when I posted the video on Sunday, I kind of left it alone, didn't bother checking it again, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. My friends will see it. Nothing's gonna happen. But obviously that was not the case. Monday I woke up, I had all the local news stations contacting me saying, hey, we want to interview right now. Let's go to the canyon where you saw the cougar. Let's do that. Let's do this. And it was just very overwhelming, really.
So you needed like a publicist like right away.
Exactly. And the nice thing is that I was able to call a lot of my family members, and they all came with their laptops, and I had my sister-in-law helping me with all the interviews, and I had my brother-in-law helping me with all the Instagram and all the marketing and stuff like that for the video itself and licensing that video.
Oh, well, thank you so much for getting back to me. Like, you texted me and you were all excited, so I really appreciate you doing that. I heard one of the things on your video is you're like, dude, I just wanted to go for a run. So we're a running podcast. Tell us a little bit about your running.
So honestly, it's just something to kill time. I don't take it any seriously at all. I've never done a race. I've never signed up for a race. It's all just me beating my own PRs. And it's just kind of me being this local on the local trails here. And that's really all about it.
Yeah, you've got beautiful trails there in Utah. We talked a little bit before we went on air, and I love going out there to visit. There's trailheads all over the place. What was the loop like that you were doing that you ran into the mama cougar, and have you done that loop before?
Yeah, multiple times. It was I want to say like a super short loop. It was probably going to be like a 10-mile round trip. I wasn't planning on going super quick. I just decided, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and do this little tiny loop. Told my wife I'd be gone a few hours, same like any other day I would have gone on a trail run. And it obviously ended in a little bit different way than I wanted it to.
So, like, okay, I've watched this a million times. You're coming up, and did you have like a GoPro on, or were you holding your camera? Like, what caused you, what caught your attention to start videotaping?
So what it was is when I'm on the trail, always end up like taking my phone out, taking pictures of the trail or taking pictures of the wildlife, really. I mean, I have countless pictures on my phone of birds, chipmunks, squirrels, deer, and this one was the same thing. It's just like I saw these little tiny animals in the side of the on the road, and so I was like, sweet. Pulled my phone out. I initially thought they were bobcats because I also have seen bobcats on this particular trail before, just one other time. And so I just kind of thought, oh, that's cool. You see some bobcats, and they're not very vicious animals. I haven't had any crazy experiences with them, but until it was too late is when the mama cougar saw me, and well, it was game over from there.
Yeah, she just came peeling around the corner like, what are you doing near my kids?
Exactly.
So, like, how did you know what to do? Because I mean, you had very colorful language, and and you were very stern. But like, I don't know how I would have stopped myself from turning around and running because you did everything right. I actually find it great that you videoed it because I think we can all look at this and learn and know what to do right. So, tell me how you knew what to do.
To be completely honest, I had no clue what to do. I just being here in Utah, I grew up always being in the mountains, and as a little kid, you're always taught like be big and scary. So that's the most like I was ever taught, and that was like this ever since I was a kid. Almost just kind of like washing the dishes. It's something you're just taught all the time, just because we're so close to the mountains. And so this is kind of what, yeah, it's what I ended up doing is just be big and be loud.
It looked like you scuffled back kind of fast, almost running right at first, but you never put your back to the cat?
No, never. I never turned around. And the reason was because when I first saw her come towards me, that sprint when she saw me, she actually went down into this little ravine right there to the side, and that's when the dirt you kind of see the dirt and then the pretty leaves and everything in the video. But she actually almost looked like she was trying to flank me.
Okay, I was
And
wondering why you did the trees over there. So I thought you were just, like just scared, but you were actually filming in the direction that she was at.
yeah, exactly. So she went down and then she was coming this way to my left. And so I was like, no, you're staying in front of me. So I was shuffling pretty quick coming back so that I could keep my distance and also keep my eye on her.
And did you, like, what was your plan? Like, I'm thinking it looked like you were at the bottom of a hill, so you're backing up a steep hill. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was relatively steep. I don't say it was like crazy steep, but yeah, there was some incline to it. And it was also pretty rocky. It was almost like gravel, some loose gravel. And so yeah, I mean, one of my definite worries was, okay, well, don't lose my footing on this.
That's what I was thinking too, because it looked like some pretty big, like loose rock, and you're backing up and keeping an eye. Did you ever think not to? I'm glad you filmed. Did you ever think not to film, or what was your reasoning to keep filming?
Really, it was just because I already had my camera open. The video was rolling, and I said, well, this is happening. Let's go with it. Um, yeah.
And what about picking up a rock to throw at it? I saw some people wonder, why you had not done that.
Yeah, that's been probably the number one question I've gotten on my Instagram, and it's been something that's really what it was is because I noticed that I came upon a mom and her cougars, and so when I was backing up, my main idea was just like, hey, I need to get away from I need to get away from the baby cubs, because she thinks I'm dangerous, obviously, and so I just need to get away from them. So I wasn't too focused on grabbing a rock or grabbing a stick or something at that point in time, just because I didn't want to make her more aggressive, which it could have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And to me, it seems like I've seen that question, and if I was there, I would think I wouldn't want to bend down to pick up a rock because it's not like
Yeah.
one's going to be around you. Because it looked like she also, like every time you looked slightly distracted, she was lunging at you.
Exactly. That's when she'd do her little that jump forward, and she kind of with her paws do that little thing that she would do. And it's something that was like the scary part. I was like, no, it's not. You're not doing that. Stop doing that.
Yeah. Was she growling? I have actually. Have you ever run into one before in the wild that you've
Never,
seen? Never.
never.
And you've lived in Utah your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life.
And is the mountains a place that you go on a pretty regular basis?
I mean, yeah, at least these trails right here that's super close to my house. Yeah, that's the crazy thing for me is like this. This mama cougar is only 2 miles up the trailhead. So I mean, she's relatively close to like yeah, just everything really.
What about your friends? Have other people had experiences with cougars in the area?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah, so I have run across one. I was at Lean Horse 100, and when I heard it first, actually, I heard a noise that sounded like a deep purr. Like I wouldn't call it a growl. It was just this like a cat on steroids, just like this growl, this purr is what I would call it. And I
Hmm.
looked over to the left and I saw its tail, and I actually wasn't necessarily scared. I don't know why. I was at like mile 80 of a 100-mile race, so I wasn't in my right mind maybe. But it didn't follow us. I had a pacer with me. I knew to get big, and we just kind of walked away. And I'm wondering like what you heard, like what were the sort of sounds that you were hearing when it was near you?
No, that exact same thing. Once she turned that corner, you can see for the split second before my phone drops, kind of like before the video drops to the ground, she just bolting straight towards me, and you just hear a nice like that nice cat type of growl, and yeah, what a bigger cat growl would sound like, and it was unreal, and that's like kind of when I knew I was like, oh no, that's obviously when my colorful language popped out.
That was pretty fun. So has your mom heard your your parents? Do they forgive you?
Yeah, it's my dad that probably cared the most, but
So Jerry Lynn Baker wants to know, do you look at this as a second chance that has changed any of your outlook? Like, will you keep running the trail after this?
oh, definitely. I mean, just because you run into an accident doesn't mean you don't go back to that same spot. I mean, we get in car wrecks that happen all the time, and doesn't mean we're not going to drive again. We're going to hop right back into another car, and we'll keep going to what we need to get going to, right?
Yeah, and like you said, you've been out there your whole life, and this is your first encounter. How
Yeah,
big?
exactly.
How big was the cougar?
If I had to guess, she was probably 130, 140 pounds.
She looked really strong. Like
Oh, definitely,
I
definitely.
I don't think I realized how like she looked vicious. Like she was a me and Crystal and I are moms, and she looks like we would look if someone was trying to mess with our babies.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The mom was just doing exactly what she needed to do, and I can't
Yep.
I can't blame her for that.
So let's see. We got someone. How long? Oh, Will Sessions. He says, "How long did it take you to be able to turn your back to the trail after she left?"
So once she left, I was actually sitting around just right there, kind of where I stopped the video. I waited there for a good 30 minutes before I started heading back down the trail.
Yeah, were you like catching your breath or?
Well, really, what it was is because I had some service, so I ended up calling my father-in-law, and he's goes hunting quite often up in Wyoming, and so I kind of just thought he might know a little bit more than I did, because I really don't have like the knowledge of these types of encounters. And he's like, well, if the mom had the cubs, I mean, she's gonna go back and she's gonna get them out of danger, right? And so it's kind of what I did. I just wait for her to go back to her cubs, and then hopefully they can get out of the way.
Yeah, because it looked like she was looking over her shoulder everyone. You know, she was backing you down the trail, and she was nervous about her babies behind her. And were you, and you knew that, like your instincts knew that. That's what you were saying to her. You're like, go back to your babies.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
just want her to leave me alone.
Did you ever, you actually said, I don't want to die. Did you ever think that, crap, this is where I'm going to end?
It was just a weird, feeling because like that did it cross my head like, dude, she can kill me. Like I can just be a ball of yarn to her and I'm done for. So it definitely did cross my mind, but it wasn't something that I was like, no, I'm not going to just give up, right? So I definitely was somewhat mentally prepared to fight if I had to.
Yeah, so that was going, like, you know, there was the guy that just got done, you know, wrestling a cougar, and I'm sure that cougar did not look like something I would want to wrestle with. Like it was stronger than any human I've ever seen. How did it end up turning around? Because the camera kind of turned away a little bit.
So that's when I actually ended up grabbing a rock and tossing it in her direction.
Okay.
I wasn't really looking very well when I tossed the rock, so it could have hit her. It could have just hit the ground next to her. But that's when she decided to kind of like startled her, and she went back to her kids.
That's amazing. So your father-in-law that you called, after he saw the video, was it different than he imagined from the phone call you gave him?
Yeah, because initially, like, I mean, when you call someone and you tell them like, "Hey, I was just followed by a mountain lion," you're not gonna believe them right off the bat. You're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're super cool." But I was like, no, like legit, like I was just followed like for a whole 6 minutes up a trail by a mountain lion, and he was like, "Well, that's crazy." And I showed him the video, and he was surprised just as much as everyone else has seen the video.
Yeah, oh, it looks like we've got some more questions coming in. Let's see. Dave Fanatic, why go back down alone? Why not have someone meet you with a weapon? I don't think that you went in the direction as her though, so I'm not sure if that's.
I did.
Oh, you did have to
Yeah,
go
he
back
did.
to the direction
Yeah,
she
'cause
had been.
I was coming back down the trail. So initially, what happened was I actually was when I was coming back down, I did run into two other hikers that were coming up the trail. So they passed the cougar spot already. And here I am walking down in my running shorts, like yeah, all in my running gear and stuff like that. And I have a stick and a rock in my hand, so I probably look like a crazy kid. And you got these other hikers, these other trail runners with their walking sticks, and they're going kind of keeping up their pace and stuff like that. I stop them. I'm like, "Hey, sorry to bug you, but guys, did you see a cougar?" And they're like, they kind of laugh it off like I'm joking with them. I'm like, "No, legit, like look." And so I kind of pull my phone out and I show them, and they were surprised as well. And they're like, "Well, I'm not going back that way." And so they're doing the loop the opposite way I did it. So,
Okay.
but that kind of reassured me though, because I was able to kind of go down with a little bit more confidence that the cougar was not there anymore.
Yeah, she took care of what she wanted to do and obviously let some other people pass by. She probably had them well off of the trail. There's actually a whole bunch of questions coming in here. I'm kind of going a little
Are you surprised that there's a lot of questions? Because I'm not.
Can you see them okay, Crystal?
I don't see any questions at all.
Okay, which one should I do, Rael? Oh, so Will Session wants to know how far you were from your car when this happened.
I'd say 4 or 5 miles.
And so how long was your entire run that day?
Well, I actually ended it a little early just because I did end up calling my brother-in-law, which came and picked me up at one trailhead and took me back to my car.
Okay.
So I ended up, instead of my 10-mile, it ended up being, I think, a little less than 8.
Yeah, I saw people even posted your Strava account on some of the things. So, like, do you have like 1 million followers on Instagram and Strava now?
Yeah, my Instagram has completely blown up, obviously, and then my Strava is kind of funny because my Garmin keeps sending me updates, and I just keep it's like someone gave you kudos, someone gave you kudos.
I did. I gave you kudos. Yeah, I when I saw the video, it was early in the morning. I think it was on Monday, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it was, like I said, it was the scariest thing I ever said. And so I found you on Instagram, and you might have had like 800 followers, and I sent you a message, and then I went back to look at the video, and it was up to like 15,000.
Yeah, I haven't checked it yet, but if I remember correctly, I think I was at 23.2 thousand probably about a couple hours ago. So I'm probably up to 24 now.
Wow.
Wow. So now
No, it's
everybody's going to be paying attention to your running. Like, do you feel any pressure for that?
maybe a little bit, but like I said, I've never done any races. It's all just personal stuff. Like I just kind of just go out just because it's something I enjoy doing.
That's super cool. Uh, when did you start? Yeah, we want to hear all about you as a runner. When did that start?
Honestly, so it kind of like I grew up kind of doing the skateboard thing for a little bit in high school, and then during high school I was also in the swim team, so I was always a pretty active outdoors type of person. I loved camping, and honestly I didn't get into running until I kind of moved up here to Orem, kind of once I finished graduating from high school. Just kind of just took it on because it was a cheaper hobby, I guess. All I needed was my shoes, and I can go do it.
And then you enjoy the outdoors and
Exactly.
photography. And you were saying you keep calling it kind of a shorter run. So, like, what distance? And that's not a short run, like a 8 to 10 miler. So, like, what do you typically go out for?
So I mean, those ones were like I would say my longer runs, I guess. But I mean, my longest one I have on there, I think, is 20, and I think that's the longest I've done recorded on my Strava. I think the longest I've gone without before I started tracking stuff was about 30 miles, and that's about it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think that you have a lot of trail runners now that would love to see you at some races. We're Ornery Mule Racing. That's like our logo right over there. We would take good care of you. We'd love to have you come out. Which race should he do, Crystal?
I don't know. Maybe Midwest states.
Yeah, Midwest States has a lot of bears in the area.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'll pull my phone out then as well.
So what kind of wild animals do you typically see while you're out that you're taking photos of?
So majority of the time, it's just the normal deer. Like honestly, deer. I see deer probably almost every time I go out. That's kind of a given. And then I've seen a few moose off in the very far distance, and I see a lot of moose tracks, especially just depending where I go. And then one of my favorite trails that I like to go here that's decently close to me is Mount Timpanogos. It's about 14-ish miles round trip, but you actually see a lot of mountain goats because you
Oh,
get up. It's
cool.
like one of the highest peaks, like here in this kind of like this valley area, besides Lone Peak. But
Well, we got another question from Derek Horn, and he says, have you been back running on the trails yet? And will you be there this weekend?
so I haven't got back on the trails yet. Just kind of been doing tons of interviews. Um, Honestly, these past 4 days, I've maybe gotten a total of like 4 to 5 hours of sleep because
Wow.
it literally ends with interview, and I just have the next one set up with maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute break in between all these interviews. And then when it gets dark here in Utah, guess where? The sun's coming up somewhere else, and they want to talk to me as well.
Well, we're just so honored that you are taking, you gave us a whole hour. That's like really super, 45 minutes to an hour to be technical. But that, I mean, I really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, this is kind of like what I like to do. I like trail runs. So I was like, yeah, let's get some trail running in there. Yeah, why not? It'll be super fun.
And I actually think this is very helpful to everybody because I think all of us, I go into the mountains by myself a lot. I travel, and I have never really been, I'm kind of afraid of the animals out there, but I feel like this is just so informational that we've seen how the cat behaved, and like it's going to be very helpful to our community. And I know that there was some people out there saying that we need to be careful not to say stalk. I heard people because it clearly wasn't stalking you. It was just telling you to go away.
Yeah, it was just following me. It was just making sure it was pushing me back far enough away from her babies that I was, not an immediate threat anymore.
Crystal, do you have anything that we didn't ask him about this? Or should we do Ornery, Mule, Stubborn 5?
Well, my 10-year-old daughter enjoyed your language on the video.
I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Well, I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, and so then I showed her and I was like, hey, you got to watch this. I'm like, he swears a lot, so just be ready for it. And she was watching it and she's like, oh, okay, he did it again. Oh, like she just kept going on, and she was like, oh, wow, he was so brave. How did he do that? Like, she's like, I'd probably poop my pants. And, she was just like, you're like amazing in her eyes. But she did want to know if you pooped your pants. Did you poop your pants?
I did not poop or pee my pants.
All right. Well, I probably would have.
Yeah, there would be no judgment there. We would
no
totally
judgment.
Expect it.
Yeah, same thing with my boss. My boss came in that next day because I went to work on Wednesday still before my phone completely blown up. And my boss was like, Kyle, you need to stop swearing so much. I had to mute the video so my kid can watch the video.
Yeah, but there was like warnings on the videos being shared.
I definitely put it in there.
Go ahead.
But honestly, they wouldn't swear if they came across a cougar practically, ready to attack. I'd be swearing. I'd be swearing up a storm. I'd be crying. Yeah. So swearing, you were totally like based to swear. It's just next time more swearing. I don't know. maybe the lion won't stalk you for not stalk. Maybe she won't bother you for 6 minutes if you just keep saying the F word. She'll be like, that's enough. She'll turn around.
Just turn around, right?
Well, she was showing him how tough she was, so he had to show how tough you were.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
And I noticed you kind of changed your voice. Like you went from "please go away" to like you were trying different things.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a weird place to be in, right? To have a cougar following me, and so I was just like, man, what do I do? What do I say?
Yeah.
And that's obviously and then obviously my sarcasm kicked in hardcore to where I was just like, man, you're a scary little kitty.
Yeah,
when obviously it's not a small kitty.
Yeah, I like the "fuck you, dude." You guys were like getting a relationship going on there.
Yeah. Yep.
I had to keep it real.
Yep.
Yeah,
funny.
go away, please.
Please. Her paws were enormous.
Massive, right?
Like,
I mean, I know that picture's going around as well. Just the whole
Yeah.
when she's like almost like flying in the air. But yeah, those paws were huge. That was probably like one of the most terrifying moments for myself was when she would actually like show those paws and like make that jump. And I was like, whoa, okay, yep, nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Well, I think I read, because I was like, oh, what are you supposed to do? So I read some blogs and stuff, but I don't know for sure who's right and who's wrong. But I think that she could have jumped and got you in one jump
Easy.
before you even knew.
Easy.
So it was clearly just a "you get away from me" move, like showing you how tough you are, or tough she
Exactly.
is.
Yeah, because I mean, mountain lions, they take down elk, they take down moose, they take down bears. So, and here I am, 6 foot, 150 pounds. Like, she can't take me down with one little swipe.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're 6 foot. That probably was scary because we from us watching, we wouldn't know. But I imagine you were big. Like you didn't have to look big. Like we would be. I'm taller too, but that probably helped you. And like I said,
For sure.
I don't think she wanted. She just wanted her baby safe.
Yeah, exactly. She's just doing what she was supposed to.
So let's see. Do we got any more questions from the audience?
I did show the video to my dad, and he's a hunter, and he was like, "Well, he didn't turn his back on it, so that's good." That was like the only thing he said.
Are you a hunter?
That's what
You talked a little bit
not.
about. Okay.
I'm not a hunter, but I mean, just growing up here, like I said, like growing up here in Utah, I grew up down in Payson, so it's like 20, 30 minutes away from Orem. It's like a farm town. So yeah, I grew up by a lot of cowboys and hunters and stuff like that. And so kind of just knew those types of things and kind of was raised around it.
And yeah, so you said you're married. Do you have kids?
No kids.
Okay. How long have you been married?
It's been three years now.
Okay, cool. What'd your wife say when you got home?
Well, so she was actually at work Saturday night, and then she actually went to work Sunday morning. And so she didn't even watch the video. She said that she started the video, she started watching it, and then she couldn't finish it.
Because it was just so scary.
Yeah, it was just so nerve-wracking for her just because she heard obviously the panic in my voice when I was just cussing up a storm in the very beginning. And so then she didn't watch it until she got home from work on Sunday with me there. I was like, look, you gotta see this. Like, this is crazy.
Did you have any idea that it would go viral like it did?
Oh, not at all. I can't even imagine how, it's just crazy to even think about it. I still don't even think it's real. Just posting it, thinking it's just going to be like a couple of my buddies going to see it, say, dude, that's crazy. And then, yeah, it'd be over, right? But yeah, it's honestly changed my life.
Yeah. You got something, Crystal? Or should we do, I want to make sure we get him to his next thing, so we probably should move on to the Ornery Mule Stubborn 5.
Okay, we can do that. So these are just 5 random questions that we ask our guests. So
okay.
here we go. Number 1 is share one thing about you that people may not know.
Yeah. Strange. I'm not sure. That's a hard question. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now.
That's okay. We can circle back to it.
Yeah, circle back to that one for sure.
Okay. Number 2 is, what is something that you are looking forward to? Just anything that you're looking forward to doing.
Getting back on the trail, really. I think once my fame kind of ends and this kind of all blows over, I think it'll be nice to get back on the trail and get back on there. I know I do have plans for next year to go do the Highline Trail, which is like a backpacking trip I really wanted to do this year, but didn't have the chance to.
Yeah, now when you go on the trail, they're like, hey, that's that dude, man.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever live this one down, but I'll probably forever be known as the Cougar guy.
Yeah, I think that what's your new trail name? Like, everybody's got to have a trail name. Like, what is yours now?
It's probably going to be Cougar guy. I can.
All right. Next question is, what is your favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby? Right now, I work at Blade HQ, which is an online knife retailer, and I kind of collect pocket knives.
Cool.
My
I
daughter,
like.
she likes them too.
Yeah, I like a good pocket knife also. All right. Number 4 is, who is the biggest influence in your life?
Biggest influence. I mean, lately, when I was a kid, I think one of the biggest influences of my life was my dad, obviously, because he was such a hard worker. I mean, it's kind of like a general answer, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he's the one kind of taught me how to do the work around the house and kind of taught me how to do everything. And so it's something that I always looked up towards, and that's kind of why I have the 2 jobs I have now, and why I kind of put forth the energy I do to still go running after a 16-hour day at the job.
That's
That's
awesome.
great. Go, Dad.
Yes, go Dad. The question number 5 is, what is your favorite treat for a job well done? Like, what do you eat or drink after a long run or a 16-hour workday?
Nutter butters. I love Nutter
Oh,
butters.
yes.
That's like major aid station food at our aid stations. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I watch it at one of our races.
Nutter butters and any type of nuts. Like I love macadamians, pecans, pistachios, like any of those. Like I can go to town and I don't stop. It's bad sometimes.
That's good trail food.
That is good trail food. All right, I'm circling back around to question 1. One thing about you that people don't know.
I'm left-handed.
Yeah, I'm left-handed too. Woo!
Yeah, go lefties.
Yes.
My son, are you artistic? Like, I feel like most left-handed people are very artistic.
During high school, I did a little bit of like graffiti stuff for a little bit, and that was about it. Just kind of messing around with stuff, but never pursued any like art desire. I mean, I do like art; it's fun, but never really practiced it too much.
But if you like taking pictures, that's being creative
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
kind of art-ish. Yeah. I am not artistic. I don't know who says left-handed people are artistic, because no.
Yeah, it must be an old wise tale that I've always heard. My son's artistic. He's left-handed as well.
Royal's left-handed? I love him even more now. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we learned the one thing that we didn't know about Royal tonight, too, is that he's left-handed.
Yeah. And he's still not going to make an appearance on camera. Crystal's been trying to get my son to like peek in on the camera, and he won't. He's just always right over here working.
I just want him to like put his hand, like just move his arm over. That's it. He won't even do that for me. Not even his fellow. No.
My
Never.
dog's wanting to make an appearance. She keeps walking around back here.
Well, Diamond can make an appearance. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have pets? That's one other question.
Yes, I have one little tiny dog.
Oh, what's your dog's name?
Her name is Kiki.
Oh, where is Kiki? Is she around?
Yeah, probably. Let me see.
He's going to get Kiki.
All right.
Come here.
We love all the dogs.
Come here. And she just got a bath, so she's all smelling clean.
Yeah, she's ready for the camera.
Yeah, this is my fluff ball.
Oh, look at Kiki.
Hi, Kiki. Hi, Kiki.
Yeah, not much to her. Whole 5 pounds.
She is so cute.
Adorable.
I like her. She's a little rat.
Oh, what a sweetie. How old is she?
Oh, I don't know that one. That's definitely a wife question.
That's funny.
Okay, you want to go inside?
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything that we didn't go over that you were wanting to share?
No, I think that's it.
And again,
awesome.
we really appreciate you taking the time. It was an honor to talk to you. Thank you for what you've done for so many people to help us feel safer on the trails. And
Yeah, for sure.
I need to also thank my son, Royal Hartwig, for doing all the technical stuff for us. And Coach Loretta, who takes care of organizing our guests and keeps our brains straight. So she's really good. And Crystal the Pistol.
Oh, yay, woo, woo. And if you guys listening and watching want to support us, we have a new Patreon page. Check us out. Go to our the Dirt Trail Running Facebook page, and there's a link there. Join for as little as $1, $1. That maybe the cougar wants to join. You should go back and ask, Kyle.
I probably need to.
We keep recording after we're done doing like the Facebook Live, and that's behind the scenes type stuff. So come check it out. Come be a Patreon. And leave us reviews on iTunes. And thank you so much, Kyle. We're really glad you're safe too, because that was super terrifying.
Yeah, you and me both. I'm pretty happy about it.
Right. I'm sure you're glad to be alive.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our listeners. And we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. And yeah, on our Patreon page, we'll have a little bit more. So we're going to go to behind the scenes now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.